the day to you. Thank you so much for joining us on Golf TV. My name is Toluwalopo Kerinde, and with me is Kemi Afolabi, my co-host. How you doing, baby?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you.
What's
How
up
you
with you?
doing?
I'm very well.
I'm fine.
It's just the two of us on set today.
I know, right?
Well, we got to do what we have to do.
Definitely. Hello, viewers. Thank you for joining us today. And happy new month, people.
Yeah.
Happy new month.
Happy new month. Welcome to April. I'm really surprised at the rate at which time flies. Like,
So you actually think it's flying?
It is. Like, when it reach out,
like
Happy New Year. Yeah. No, it is actually. This is the beginning of the second quarter of the year.
Yeah.
Like 3 months is gone just like that, man. You got to be acing your goals by now if you've not started, because before you know what's happening, Embodiment has come and voila, 2022 is there. But please, let's live in the moment. As much as we try to plan ahead and try to, have many things, in our head, like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this. Also learn to live in the moment, because tomorrow is not granted.
Definitely.
So what are the things happening in the moment? Well, what do we have in the media? What's making news around the media? Anything?
Okay, that's a very interesting question.
In the moment.
Knowing that I'm not Google. That's a very interesting question to ask me. Okay, but I think over the weekend, some of the gist I followed. First of all, Pete Edochie. Hey, see, I feel like that man needs to take a step backwards, and they should just allow that Baba to
Are you
rest.
telling our old man to just punk with?
Okay.
Yeah, because you're in Africa, they will tell you are being disrespectful.
I think this time around, he was even interviewed by a broadcast house. So he said something about how feminism is the cause of domestic violence. And trust people on Twitter. Trust them on Twitter.
Went for him.
They came with guns, AK-47. So he said feminism is the cause for domestic violence, and people started talking about how feminism is like this new age thing. There was a time when feminism wasn't even a thing. And domestic violence was still there, They were not, maybe women were not really outspoken. They were not talking about it. Even men too, it's both ways. There are men who are still being violated domestically. They were not talking about it at all, but it didn't mean that it wasn't there at that point in time. So why would he say that feminism is the cause of domestic violence and all of that? So everybody was just saying one thing or the other. And at the end of the day, I just came to this conclusion. I feel like it is time for the veteran actor to take a step out of the faces of the people and sit down and not bother to contribute to what is happening in the 21st century. Because trust me, a lot of them on Twitter, you know how they talk now, so disrespectfully. So, oh God, I felt bad for the man. Like, I was feeling bad for him, and I'm not related to him. So that just was all over and all that. So.
But I still feel like it's his own opinion. And
definitely,
we
all
have the right to
the thing is, he's a respected person.
So you
so there are things that he would say that some people will also take as an opinion.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? How people are so particular about celebrities.
But
and
really,
when they
in
say
this
one
time
thing or the
and
other.
age, don't just put anybody on one pedestal that, because this person has said it, then this is what I should live my life by, or these are the rules I should follow through with. Those, whatever information you are getting from social media, please sift through.
Definitely.
You don't take everything hook, line, and sinker.
Definitely. And another interesting thing that happened, our President Muhammadu Buhari, well done, sir. He traveled out of the country. He went to London for checkup.
And our doctors are on strike.
Please.
Oh my.
Well done, sir. So he traveled for medical checkup, and they've not paid them for 3 months, I think.
Yeah.
So they're presently on strike and all. So they went to the State House in London, and they went to protest. Shout out to Reno
Omokri. I saw that.
Well done.
And other patriots that participated in that protest.
You are doing the work of the Lord.
Continue the good work.
We support you.
But really,
I think this morning I saw that he had left London. I'm not sure. I've not followed up that news, but I think he has left London today. I know. Like, they actually went to State House and went to protest. They should come outside. And I'm like, oh, God.
But, for a long while now, he hasn't gone out of the country for checkup.
It's not because of coronavirus.
Yeah. Pretty much it. That was what happened.
The lockdown and all.
I was just like, oh goodness, this is just a wrong time. Like, it's bad timing. Why is it now? That doctors are on strike that you now feel it's necessary for you to go for a checkup. And that's just so insensitive. Whatever it is you want to do, fix the health system in Nigeria and get your checkup done here. If you fix it here, everything will work properly. Definitely. So it's so embarrassing for, you know, the first citizen to always jet out at any opportunity. So people that don't have that have not even stepped to the airport, what should be our fate? Okay, it is serious, so Nigeria.
Well, it shows that the presidency doesn't really care about what we think and all of that, so they can do what they want.
It is just the reality.
That's what it means, yeah. So
it's just the reality of our time. But moving away from that, because we're not even going to delve into politics today. Other news making the social media. Okay, so I stumbled on a trend on social media over the weekend, and it's about one very popular, you know, artist. Like, he's a record label person, owner, exactly. He signs artists, and the news is about his marriage that had not been in public for the longest time. What we got to know is that he had been married, like he had been in a relationship, in a marriage for like 2 years before. That happened like 18 years ago. Okay. But currently people even think that he had never been married. Oh, like they think he's one of the hottest bachelor that we still have in Nigeria, whereas this dude has been married long ago. He had divorced and had moved on, and we just got to know about it, and everybody's like, wow, so this is what this man has had to deal with over time. And people always come for him like, when will you go and marry? When will you marry? They never knew what this man had been through. So for me, it's just like, see, whatever it is you are doing in this life, just use your sense.
Definitely.
And don't shove your own opinion down on people or your own expectation, because you never can tell what it is they've dealt with or what they are currently going through. Sure. So it's like, wow. And one surprising thing is that Nigeria, because his ex-wife is not even a Nigerian, she's not an African. So Nigerians went to our DM to show their love, like our sister, our wife. Like, the lady had to come to tweet that. She had to come online to tweet that, she's very appreciative of all the love from Nigeria. She sees all the loves and all, and she's very grateful. One love, blah, 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 blah. She was just really being nice.
She's probably married to another person.
Yeah, she has been married, because this thing happened 18 years ago. But why am I bringing this out is just that people should just, you know, face their matter. Don't go poke nose into other people's life. Face your front and live your own life by your own rules. You don't have to, you know, live by what other people expect of you. Really, that's just what stood out for me as regards the matter. But if he still wants to reconsider marriage, why not?
I feel like the most interesting thing for me is how the media never found out.
They never found out.
And apart from that,
in fact, he made the confession himself, because there was an interview he granted. And it has to do. He mentioned something about marriage, but he didn't come out to say exactly what it is. Okay. So after the interview, he said he felt like it's time for him to speak up. That so interviewer made mention about this, but he found a way to just shove it off, and he feels now is the time for him to let people know that he had been through this, and this is where he's at this point in time. And like, people are like, oh, so this man has once been married. Everybody's really surprised. And I think I like that. The fact that you're a star doesn't mean that everybody needs to know how your life has been and what you are up to daily. You should have a private life as well.
And I feel like another interesting thing is those he surrounds himself with, or those he has surrounded, or those that have been around him. Because I feel like there are people who are in the limelight, pardon me, who know that he was married at a point in time, and they never came out to say, oh yes, so we know this. And that goes down to tell you that as an individual, there's some information that you probably have access to. It is not in your place to divulge that information. You know, if the person who owns that information is not talking about it, then I think you have to shush. So it goes down to marriage, it goes down to having kids, it goes down to everything. You know how someone has a newborn baby and the person has not announced it on social media.
Well, people have
but you, town crier, well done, sir. Well done, ma. You're the one that will go there first and go and why don't you wait for the person to announce it first before you now follow suit? So we have to watch some of the information we divulge to the public. So.
That's very, very important. All right, we have to go on a short break now. When we come back, we're diving right into the discourse for today. You don't want to miss that, right? Please stick around. We'll be right back. welcome back from the break. And if you're just joining us, it's Keep It Simple on GOF TV. There's this popular saying that goes thus, that people are what they repeatedly do, and that excellence is not an art, but an habit. There is also the myth that says that whatever it is you do for 21 days consecutively eventually becomes an habit for you. So today we are looking at building good habits and breaking off bad ones. And myself and Kemi are going to be discussing the nitty-gritties on how to build good habits and what you need to do to break off bad ones. So yeah, baby. Kemi, why am I fond of calling you baby sometimes?
You know, I'm a baby girl.
I'm not your husband.
I'm a baby girl for life.
I'm not your husband.
This world, I came to be a baby girl. That's the
It's all right. So, what is it for you? What is it for you when you think of habits? Like, what comes to your mind first?
Okay. So the first word that comes to my mind is subconscious. Like, it's something you do subconsciously. If something is an habit, that means you're not doing it out of, like, at times you don't do it consciously. You're doing it subconsciously. You know, someone who probably wakes up in the morning and the first thing they do is pick up their phone. At times, they might not even know that is what they are reaching for, but they just see themselves doing it, you know. So it becomes a subconscious attitude. So if you have a particular behavior, you know, if you notice a pattern and you notice that it has become a part of you, like it's something that you can't even determine to do anymore. You just find yourself doing it. Bam, that's an habit.
And funny enough, the irony is that you, at the beginning, you actually intentionally
probably started it,
started that thing. It was an intention, like you do it, oh, I want to reach out for me. Because probably you just got a new phone. If you don't have a phone, you will not wake up reaching out to get something. But since you've had a new phone, oh, it wants to be the first thing you would check up when you wake up.
Yeah.
So it was something that you intentionally started to build. But at some point, it becomes unconscious and you just get out of hand. Without you checking your phone, you've not woken up. You've not got up from the bed except you've shut your phone. So, and that goes on to every other aspect of our life. But for me, I want to just believe that habit is an embodiment of one's personality. It is what makes you. Definitely. It is what shows who you are and where you are headed. Whether it's an habit that encourages your personal growth, whether it's an habit that is not actually good, like it's something drawing you back, but really it depicts where you are as a person and where you will likely get to. Definitely. So it's an embodiment of our personality.
Sure.
And if you're talking about building good habits, you rightly said that it's something unconscious, but I still want to prove it that it can start with a conscious step. So if you have some things you want to begin to work on your life, like maybe it's a new year or it's the beginning of a new quarter and you want to form new habits, it is something you do consciously, and you may want to do that by taking some simple step.
Okay.
Whatever it is you want to do, break it down, simplify the process and do it bit by bit. With that, it will help you to know where you are and how far you've come. Take, for example, you want to probably begin to exercise. Maybe you want to get on the weight gain or weight loss journey. Like myself, I'm actually, I think I said it at, off camera that, exercising is one thing I actually picked up last year during the lockdown. It has become an habit. But I realized that for the past few months now, I've not been consistent with it. But at the start of it, I was actually very consistent. And I started with, simple exercises, simple, step. It could be skipping. Skipping was part of the thing I was doing. I was just doing side kicks. Those are simple things that I could easily do because I can't be comparing myself to someone that has always been in the fitness journey longer than I have been. So I started with the simple thing, and I had a goal in mind that, I want to focus on some part of my body. I want to be able to have stamina and strength. These are goals. So when you are building an habit consciously, you must have an end goal in mind.
Yeah.
And you also have to learn to break it into simpler form so it can make your goal achievable.
Definitely.
let me give you room to talk.
Okay, all right. So just like you said, actually you said everything. So let's
really?
be going home.
Oh my goodness, I've not said much.
Okay, actually. So actually your habits, they make or mar you, and that's the truth. So who you are, like your individuality, your habits makes up your individuality. You know, the things you do. So, and we know, of course, you know, some habits are good and some are bad. And you know yourself, the ones that are bad and the ones that are probably good, and you want to continue them. And also, I feel like the interesting thing about habits is if you want to build a good habit, you have to be very intentional about it. Like, very intentional. It takes a lot of intentionality, because as human beings, you know, at times we can be very spontaneous. That's, oh, I want to do this thing. I want to be like this. Just like we were talking about exercising the other time. So I want to be very fit. I want to be this. I want to be that. And you just start, and before you know, you're like, I beg, I didn't come to this life to kill myself. Big tummy cannot kill me. You know, you start saying different things, and you start talking about how, oh, there's nothing wrong with not being fit, and so you begin to give excuses
for your shortcomings.
Thank you, exactly. So human beings can be like that. But if you know that, oh, I want to do this thing, and there are certain things I want to achieve, you have to be very intentional about it.
Yeah.
Which brings to mind something that happened to me like last year. So I have like this app on my phone. It's called YouVersion. Okay, it's for devotionals and
Bible
studying
reading.
your Bible. It's like a Bible app sort of. So I started using it last year, and I was like, you see this thing here? I want to be studying my Bible every day. I want to have devotions I study every day and all of that. Trust me, it didn't work out throughout last year. And there's a way this YouVersion monitors your progress now. For every time you come on, you know, it gives you like, an additional, like, I don't know how to explain that, but it shows that you actually opened your app. Do you understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the whole week, it shows that, you had a perfect week. So just like that, it keeps accumulating. So it shows that, your number keeps going higher and all of that. That is the way the YouVersion app works. So last year, and if you don't go there for a day, you go back to zero. That's the way it works. Even though you had like 20 perfect weeks, if you don't go back for one day, you go back to zero. Like it's just like you start from point zero. So it can be very annoying after you've accumulated so many days, and you now go, just because you didn't go there for a particular day, you now have to start from zero. But throughout last year it didn't work. But this year I was like, this thing must work. I was so determined, and a friend of mine now shared something that worked for him.
I want to have what exactly you've done differently.
Exactly. So my friend shared what worked for him on WhatsApp. Apparently, it was also this YouVersion. So he has an alarm. So you have to set an alarm. So the alarm rings at 10 p.m. every day, and the alarm says, "Have you studied your Bible today, or life goes on?" See, it was so interesting.
Have you studied your Bible today,
or life goes on? And that was how Onokpemipo, shout out to Onokpemipo, and he now shared it like that on WhatsApp. And I just saw it, I just picked it up. I just set an alarm for myself as well. 9 p.m. Have you studied your Bible today, or life goes on? So before I go to bed, I must always open my app. And I can now confidently say that since this year began, I've not missed out on any day.
Way to go, baby girl.
So even with, and now it has not become an habit. Before my alarm even rings, I've already gone to YouVersion. I've already studied my Bible. I've already done my devotional. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when the alarm now comes later, I was like, don't worry, I don't do it. So, you know, that's why I say it takes intentionality. Like, you have to do it consciously before it now becomes subconscious.
And it can be hard. Actually, it can be very hard, because it was not just a day that you built that habit of not studying the Bible. Like you just live your life without really looking at the Bible.
I know,
so
right? Yeah.
When you now want to begin this journey, you have to take extra work. It requires extra work to see that you are diligent at it. And it really makes me to remember the acronym SMART. For every project manager, I think project managers know about this thing. And in fact, people that really know about managing their lives, like that are particular about managing themselves, they understand the place of being specific with your goals and having to put in place metrics that you can use to measure how far you are going. So that SMART acronym really works. If you want to get on anything, put the SMART acronym in place. Check if it's specific, check if it's measurable, check if it's accurate. And some people tend to set unrealistic expectations and goals for themselves. Oh, I want to form the habit of reading the Bible, take for example. But you that you've not been diligent with just studying 2 verses, you are setting a goal like you want to be like 5 chapters in a day. How is that possible considering your busy schedules, work and family and all of that? So you need to set realistic goals that you know that, oh, little crunches like that. By the time you begin to, get those ones right, then you can grow up, you can get more tasks or things to do. So you have to be specific with that. You have to measure it. You have to be accurate, then realistic, then also have a time bound. I'm sure for your Bible study, you have a time period. Oh, between 9 p.m. and 9:30, I'm going to be doing this, and I want to watch this for the next 1 year. So from January to December, I want to have studied the Bible in a year. That's a complete plan, like a complete 1 year plan. That's time bound. If you don't want to go on the next year, it's fine. Pick up the challenge again. For some persons, it may not be a recurring task or project, but maybe like 6 months time bound. They will stick to it and they will get it through. But in situations where you cannot even follow through, you are not consistent. That falling off and on, falling on and off.
You will start again.
It's always very serious.
You will start again. Then you put things in place. You put measures. Just like I told you, I had to go the extra mile.
Thank God for the friend.
My friend who shared how it has been working for him, and I decided, oh, this thing works for my friend. I feel like it can work for me as well. And I picked that up and I decided to start doing that too.
And I think on that app, I've not actually been using it, but a friend of mine told me about it, and if not for the fact that I changed my phone, I would have. I think you have to send me the app moving forward.
It's a very interesting
But one thing I want to bring from that is the fact that you have friends. You can invite your friends on some specific Bible reading plans, so that all of you would be on the plan and you'll be committed to it. So when you have a situation where you are committed to a cause and people are aware, there is no how you want to touch. You are seeing that you guys need to give progress. Exactly, you are seeing each other's progress. You are probably going to give a review of what you've studied per day, and you don't want to fall your hand. Like, your friends will be there. They expect that you will have done your own part of the bargain. So when you have people that you are answerable to, or people that are checking your success, like they're helping you, they are like support system. Exactly, that's the word I'm looking for. Like, you have support system that all of you or both of you are committed to this thing. It will help you, to encourage you to want to do that thing. But if you don't have anybody you are answerable to, like, oh, you are the only one that said it, go for yourself. You are the only one checking if you are on course. You will fail in the long run, because you have no one to actually give account to. But when you have accountability partners, it will put you in check. And that makes me remember saving, to our saving plan. Thanks to Kemi.
Please don't do advert for those people.
Thanks to Kemi. Oh, they're fucked up. Maybe they fucked you up. But really, it has been helpful. We don't want to do free adverts for them. No, not free advert. But there's this app that also help you to save consistently. It could be weekly. It could be monthly. But yes, ever since I personally got on that app since last year, I've seen quite a change in my savings, and I don't spend just anyhow like I used to. That's spontaneous spending. I know. Going on shopping free anyhow. I think it has really reduced, and thanks to that app, because if you can check your progress on it.
Definitely.
There is this YX score you get at the end of every.
I got 6s last year.
Oh my goodness!
I don't know what happened. I was saving consistently.
Like, at least for the first 6 months.
They don't know what they are doing.
They don't know, right? For me, I got A1, I'm telling you.
Nice.
I got A1. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is encouraging. If I can do this, then I can do much more. So it just really, like, it shows that it's nice for you to have people that really have your interests at heart, that can, tell you about things that you should do well, or things that you should do differently. If you've been struggling with attaining your goals, try other things. Try speaking to people that you can trust, and they will help you be on track. Then I think another thing that I would suggest, that if you want to get on a good habit, or you want to break off bad ones, is being intentional about the environment where you are, and staying off things that triggers whatever bad habits you are trying to stay away from. Know your triggers. If you are the type that spend, like, you just like that spontaneous spending, like, and there may be some behavioral patterns. It could be that someone had offended you, or you are not happy, and the only way you feel you can make yourself happy is just to go out and buy things for yourself. There are people like that. I have a friend like that. She just goes out and really wants to spoil herself, because maybe she has issue with her boyfriend, or something is not just working well. So she just wants to really, just drown that feeling by feeling good about herself and buying stuff for herself. But in the long run, it's affecting her finances. So I told her, babe, this thing is not good for you. So she told like 2 of us that this is what I'm passing through. I tend to spend just anyhow if I'm going through issues like that. And we told her, see, now that you've identified that this is the cause, this is like a trigger for you, can you find a way to, stay off that thing? Try to avoid the trigger. If it's an environment that you find yourself, maybe you are the type that your family are always demanding, and you know that at the end of the month, if you go home with your paycheck, that is when demands come. Can you try not to visit every end of the month anymore?
Is it possible?
No, for you people that stay alone, maybe try not to visit them every end of the month. Just change your environment, because when you get into that environment, things are bound to happen.
There are apps that help. You can even have a budget.
Yeah.
See, there are apps that help you monitor. In fact, I think that there are apps for almost everything. There are apps that can help you monitor your income. Yes, there are apps that can help you monitor your income, your expenditure. All these apps are very much available. All you have to do is look for it. So it helps you with your budget. So if you have a budget already, that this is the percentage that is going to my family, for example, that is the percentage that will go to them, because the other percentage is already accounted for. And you already have an app that is probably reminding you that this is the percentage that is going out. So it cannot be more than that. So at the end of the month or quarterly, when you do your review, or when you do your account, for example, everything must balance up. It has to balance up, because you already have a budget for it. You already have an app that reminds you or tells you this is what you say you're going to do, and this is what you have to do. So all of these things are very much available to help. So all you have to do is make use of this resource, so that you as an individual will get better at your spending, for example. It's very important.
I would also say that this whole journey of personal development, or being the better version of yourself every now and then, it's actually the responsibility lies with you. Because when you're talking about getting apps, getting people's support, there's some persons there, they know what it is, what is good for them, but they would not ask for the needed help. For apps, they can as well remove the app from their phone if they are feeling some kind of way, because they are using some certain app that will help them put their spending in check. So you have to make the decision for yourself. That it's not like anybody is forcing me into this thing. I want to believe this habit, these good ones, will be good for me. I mean, putting in perspective where I want to get to, how better I want to become. So I want to be intentional about things that I would do. Not that anybody is forcing me to do it. So it is for my good. Let me stick with it. Because if you are feeling like, because I'm seeing my friends doing this thing, they're on this particular app that is helping them read or study the Bible better, let me just be part of them so that I will not feel left out. The truth is, you will not get the best of that app or whatever thing your friends are on, because of the purpose, your intention at the beginning. So own your life and live by what you think will be good for you. Don't get on any habit or anything just because others are doing it. So you have to come to that realization that this is for me. I'm doing it for myself. If it's a bad habit you want to jettison, know that, okay, I've realized this thing is not good for me, and I want to retrace my step. And these are the steps. So you have to put in some systems in place.
Definitely.
I stumbled on an article that was talking about habits too, and it says that when you are able to pick up a good habit, it's good for the interim, for the time while the thing lasts. But in the long run, can you replicate the process through which you get that goal achieved? Can you replicate it in other things so that you can have other goals achieved? So you have to put in some things in place for you to ensure that, I can replicate this over and over again. If I'm saving 100K in 6 months, can I go through that process again and save 100K in another 6 months? Not that, it's a one-off thing and that's it. I'm never going to get better anymore. So bottom line, I'm just saying that you have to be intentional about your life.
Definitely.
And everything will be good in the long run.
Yes, it
Final
will.
word.
And I think lastly, the most important, after everything is important, then lastly, there's a method called the 2190 rule. So if you want to build an habit or you want to break an habit, you can apply the 2190. That is, you do it consecutively for 21 days. It becomes a part of you. Then you now go on to do it for 90 more days. So if you want to also break an habit, you can also do it in that same circle. Yeah, but you have to replace that habit with a better one. That is what will make the new one stick and will take the bad one away.
Thank you so much for that. And that brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching. You can send in your contributions to our social media platform at Official Golf TV on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We'd like to hear from you. Till other time that we get to see again, remain blessed.
Bye.